Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Can you believe we've made it another one? 2015 is upon us. Probably fairly slow trading today, but should get some action. We have some news to shake things up. So the ISM index will be the market's focus, and it's called at 57.5. The E-minis reaction to this will probably tell the tail of the tape. The market's PMI is at 54, and I think that's probably a little bit more accurate representation, but the market will trade off of ISM. And then construction spending, which nobody pays any attention to anymore, plus 0.5%. Big news today was Draghi jawboned, picked up the mic and talked in the euro. The 6E is way well off. Next stop will be 120. And we're going to hit, that was the Goldman estimate for the low for 2015. Beneath that is 118. And from 118, that was the low that took us into the 140s off the last rally that came off of that. The European Central Bank wants the euro lower so they can export to more countries outside of the EU. So number one focus will be ISM 57.5 and the E-minis reaction to such. On the E-mini, usually they take it up into New Year's with the trading community going short on the close. This time they took it down on into the New Year's, and so my assumption is that the trading community is net long off of the close on Wednesday, and we'll see how the market acts in the 2070-75. That's probably where major resistance is. The economic news continues to be mixed out of Europe, Spain, France. The UK missed their PMI numbers. Out of China, we had the first default of the year from a real estate developer construction company. Couldn't make his payment, and that will continue to plague China. Okay, structurally, we've got the draw down here at 12.5, 12.5. Then beneath that, we have our low volume number down at 2602.5. So if 12.5 changes from support to resistance, then barring a surprise piece of news, we should revisit the 126, 126.02 area. Thanks, Chuck. Saw that you guys have to be happy about how Michigan State played. It was a great comeback, and few teams are capable of having the poise to do such. Okay, right now we've got resistance at our 4/5 letter ledge is at 18.5. Then we have a 19.5. Then the next bit of resistance is going to be at 24. So resistance is 19 to 24. Sell 1, sell 2, 27 to 31. On the buy side, 9 to 13. And then 1 to 5. We usually don't have a lot of volume today. The software is challenged. Mine is anyway, and I'm not going to go to shut down everything and go to the website to reload it to get the right volume until without Peter's stamp of approval. I tried that this morning on my ZN contract, and I totally hosed it. So I'm keeping my hands off the mouse till I hear from Peter. And what I wanted to correct was I showed volume of 330,000 in the note, and it certainly wasn't that high. But I did more than correct the volume. Okay, the knob spread was off a little bit. overnight, over the last 2 nights. Bottom didn't fall out of it. People are still playing the interest spread primarily from the long side. It will correct. It will move down. And part of that's probably concern over the economy. So we've got volume up here in this 14 to 16 area. It's a good number to lean against. We've got volume down here in the 26. So we got pretty good support, 24 to 28, obviously the buck. And then we have resistance starting at 16. So the issue is, do we sell 11s to 15s? And the closer you get to 16, the better I like it. And then our 19 to 23 puts us into resistance off the chart. So I think to take this out, you're going to need some help from the E-mini. On the buy side, 29 to 01. And then 21 to 25. Okay, gold is behaving better than you would think. Okay, so we have what, 10,000, 11,000 overnight. Thanks, Michael. I'll check with Peter and see what's wrong with mine. 47.25, the 50 lots. That means that we have a pretty good chance of trading higher, and perhaps they see the E-mini is trading lower. Appreciate it, Mike. Okay, I would have expected a little more action out of gold to the upside off of what happened in the euro, but deflation is the play in gold. And we've got this low right here, and then we have the low volume number down at 66.67. So support is at 70, 72, and then 65, 67. I think it's a pretty good shot now that the year's behind us to see our 1085, 1100 number. I think gold is pointed lower. Without a government failure or sovereign debt problems. Okay, 80, 82 is sell 1, and then our 84, 86 will be sell 2, leaning up against volume in this area. The euro got whacked, and we just made new contract lows. And here we sit, 2047. So there's going to be a little short covering against 50, and we're probably seeing that right now. But the market is pointed lower, and so 20 to 30, buy 1 on the assumption that we can get through the current low. And then covering against 120, I think that's a great trade. So 20, 20, 10 will be buy 2. Pretty round number, and it's been forecast. Volume-wise, right here, we have volume at 60, so 60 to 70 will be sell 1. And then we got structurally up here, 90 to 121. Probably we'll have to lower that for sell 2, but to get started this morning, that's the way we'll look at it. I think the play's in that 75 area. Talked to a pretty savvy connection out of Dallas over the holidays, and I asked him what the impact of lower crude oil prices will be. And Texas is a pretty diversified state right now. He says it'll hurt, more so Houston than it would Dallas, but business and the economy still look pretty good in Texas, all things considered. So the bankers haven't panicked yet in the state of Texas, which is good news. It's hard to do anything without banker support. I think crude is still headed lower, below 50. I saw an interesting report that Ebola has shown up in Mosul. That's pretty. How do you get to Mosul from Africa still carrying the virus? And that's a pretty interesting logistical feat, unless you're intent on bringing it there. And if ISIS is infected with it, then infecting other ISIS members and have them infiltrate a community is one of the fears that the market has been discussing for a long time. If they weaponized Ebola, it's a very, very dangerous move because obviously they don't have the treatment facilities at hand in their part of the world to take care of a major outbreak. So the best way to do it would be send ISIS members to Western Africa, let them catch the disease and put them on an airplane to Europe. But if it has gotten back into the trenches, so to speak, in Syria and Iraq, it'll be pretty interesting to see how it mutates and molts and moves out of that area. If I were in ISIS leadership, that would be a strategic error. So crude, we're going to let them go for stops below 52, 51.75. 52 will be buy one, then 51 1/4, 51.50. The second one, obviously, trading against 51 is a better trade. In fact, let's make it 51 even, 51.25. If it starts to sell today, get some short covering against 51. Okay, the E-mini fooled me going into Wednesday's close. Just the tendency is to trade up between Christmas and New Year's, and they whacked it going into Wednesday's close. No buyers were found anywhere. And so my guess is the trading community went home long. They covered their shorts into the close, had a high volume number right here, the attractor, and so they're long. So the issue is right up here, the 67.72 area. That's where resistance is, and the new move started down at 68. So we're at 60, so we'll make 64, 66, sell one, and then 69 to 71, sell two. We do have news this morning. The news focus will be the ISM number at 57.5. I like to buy against 50 because it's a pretty round number, but the first round of support is at 50 to 57. So that's where support is, and that's where our buy one will be. Little Freudian slip right there. Excuse me, Freudian slip. What that guy laid on the psychology world. Talk about a guy that should have been on the couch himself. So, news. PMI, markets PMI number 54, ISM manufacturing 57.5, construction spending 0.5. The focus is the ISM number. Be with you as soon as I can. I'm going to put up the F4 screen on the note right here, and we'll just have to live with it. It is what it is. After a while, it'll settle down, but it's a pretty ugly screen right now. Be with you as soon as I can.